How fast is muscle loss and muscle memory? Explain like you're 5. Muscle loss happens around 48 hours. 10 days equal 50%, 3 months of work. 30 days equal everything. Muscle memory, 2 weeks no training took 8 weeks of training to gain back the lost muscle. Muscle loss happens faster than we think. Muscle memory happens slower than we think.
I already addressed one of those studies in my older videos, so I'll just let my old self take over. That second study where leg atrophy started happening after only 2 days, they literally mobilized one leg through knee bracing. So the only way atrophy will occur that fast is if you completely immobilize the nearby joint and prevent the muscle in question from doing its primary function in any way, shape or form. The only way any measurable atrophy can occur in only 2 days is if you're bedbound and you're not able to do regular day-to-day activities such as walking. In that second study, they basically compared muscle group rate in untrained and previously trained individuals, and in only one muscle group to be more specific, after intentionally detraining that leg for 2 weeks straight. And not just by not training that leg, they literally mobilized that leg with a knee brace. After those 2 initial weeks of intentional detraining, they put those same subjects on 8-week resistance training protocol, and it turns out untrained subjects gain muscle at a significantly faster rate than previously trained subjects. So basically that particular study results indicate we give muscle memory way too much credit. Except there are a few major issues. Even those 2 weeks of intentional detraining, complete leg immobilization weren't enough for those previously trained subjects to lose a lot of muscle. So they still carried a lot more muscle than untrained subjects. Muscle protein synthesis is at a much slower rate the more muscle you have. So basically the muscle memory effect wasn't even in its full swing. They would have to spend a lot more time without any training whatsoever, or with a completely immobilized leg, to lose a lot more muscle, to basically allow muscle memory effect to kick in. And on top of it, the whole methodological setup of the research was kind of biased toward the untrained subjects, if you ask me. Beside the fact they had no previous training experience, they also intentionally immobilized their leg. At that point, their muscle fibers were probably so sensitive that any kind of external stimuli, they're probably just walking around, would lead to a significant hypertrophy, let alone a structured resistance training protocol. There are actually a couple of more issues with the research setup, but I'm pretty sure you get my point. Not everything is as it seems, especially if you don't have a clear insight into the methodological setup of the research of the study. If you don't have the whole picture, just reading the research results or an abstract is not enough, guys.